As part of our Shop Local series on everything unscripted, we have partnered with Codiac Organics for a series called In the Greenhouse, a peek inside the greenhouse for the entire growing season. Follow along as I learn all about growing tomatoes on a certified organic urban farm right here in Moncton, New Brunswick.
Hole. So what I've done here is just used a basic scrap piece of wood, and this works a lot easier than moving a little ruler every few inches, and it allows me to keep my spacing perfectly throughout the greenhouse. So I have one that says 8 inches, and I have one that says 6 inches. So the easiest way to do it without hurting your wrist is to try not to break it, break your wrist when you're doing this. But basically, I'm digging a hole. I'm just doing a rough job, really. Nothing. I'm going to cover it up in a second, so it doesn't need to be perfect.
So these plants have been transplanted into these pots from a seed tray.
Right. Okay. Right. Seed trays, we usually use seed trays that have 72 cells in it for tomato plants. And once they get the right size, then we transplant them to pots. So these particular plants actually were started February 26th.
Okay.
Yeah. You wouldn't have that in a normal garden environment, outdoor garden. It would be too soon to do that. But knowing that we were hoping to plant these in early May, that's ideal for us. So now we're going to transplant. And these are a little bit overdue getting in the ground here. They're a little bit ridiculously big, but that's okay. They'll bounce back. So basically, to take the plant, I mean, it's pretty compressed here. Usually you just give it a squeeze with it, which I've just done. You're going to hit the whole plant. If it's in there too long, it starts to get root bound, which is happening a little bit here. Now, you just kind of pull, break apart, give it a chance to get out on its own. A lot of plants don't like you doing this.
Yeah.
They don't react well, but tomatoes seem to tolerate it. So the other thing neat about tomato plants, and I'll give this an example, I've left one out here to work with, is that you might notice a lot of little hairs along the way here. So don't be scared to plant your plant in deeper than what you maybe like. These little hairs will actually turn into roots. Okay. So that give the plant even more stability. Might be more important in an outdoor garden with winds than it is in this environment. But I'm probably not going to plant it deeper. There's another one that's crooked on me that I am going to plant deeper. Yeah, so basically, we're just putting the plant here in the hole and carving it back in. Now, we've already pre-watered this section, so it's already pretty damp in here, but we will be watering again when we're done, just to give it a little bit more juice to solidify itself in here a little bit better.
And you said tomatoes don't like really damp soil.
They don't like wet feet, so you're not, it's not a place to make the mud pot, basically.
Okay. Don't let the kids water the tomatoes.
No, you don't want to do that. Yeah. Water too much or expose it to too much cold, and you're going to start affecting the taste of the tomato. So what I do is I take this size clip and I actually secure it to the end of my string.
Okay.
And rather than have to climb up and down the ladder 500 times plus, I just give it we have wires up top here that we've rung down to be able to give the twine some support. So this is our guide. So I just give the clip a little swing over, put my hand out to catch it, make sure it doesn't swing in my face, and that's giving me a good tension here. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
So this allows me to work down here without me pulling down the string as well. So what I do is I use these little tomato clips, and these clips have little teeth over here, and you may not be able to see them on video, but they have a little bit of friction in this little track.
Yep.
So we're looking to put the twine in that track right there, and when I close it, it's going to make it so there's no way that this thing can move.
Come
if I put it in wrong, or if I miss the end, or I go off center here, yes, it's going to slip. So what I'm looking for is I'm going to do this, and I'm going to pick a branch that is somewhat larger here to secure it under, and that's going to give me the ability to secure that plant properly. Now, I'm going to do the same. I usually end up putting 2 down in the beginning. Okay. So throughout the season, I'm actually going to keep training that plant straight up with these clips. There is a wrapping method that we can explore later that we'll be using at probably a 3 or 4 foot mark. But
So you add the clips to it all the way up when you plant, so you have them there.
Yeah. Cool. We are actually busy bees here in more than one way on the farm. Every day we'll come through the greenhouse and we'll pollinate the flowers. Now we could simply get a beehive and put in here, but it's not really something that we've done yet. We will probably eventually, but we seem to enjoy doing this, so we will. But once a blossom comes out on a tomato plant, you have about 24 hours to pollinate that flower, and then it shrivels up and goes away. It never becomes a tomato if it wasn't pollinated. So there's a couple ways of pollinating those particular flowers. One is let nature take its course outside and hope you get some yield or some pollination. If it doesn't get pollinated during that time, you're not going to get a tomato from that blossom.
Okay.
So we actually pollinate by walking through with a fancy bamboo stick or whatever stick you can find. Not too heavy because your arm will end up falling off eventually. But we will actually, we have these guide wires that we use for our twine for a tomato plant. So we will just do this, and it creates just enough vibration that the you'll get some pollination on those plants.
So that just shakes the plants enough to...
Just a little bit of a vibration.
Okay.
So now we have so essentially our today's blossoms have been pollinated, but in a garden environment or maybe in a protected environment, maybe you have your plants on a partially inside, or you have it on a deck where it doesn't see much wind, or for whatever reason you're not getting any pollinators coming around like bees, or you can pollinate manually. Just vibrating the plant somehow, you can do that. There are gadgets that you can buy that you just touch the plant and it would essentially do what we just did. But you can, some people take Q-tips and just sort of touch the plant that way again. That's one way of doing it. But
So you're just trying to get the pollen from each,
you
them
just
to mix up a little bit.
Yeah, so all these are definitely pollinated now.
Okay.
No problem there.